Hello. So I'm about 28 or 29 hours into a fast. Um, what I've been doing with my insulin is I took my MPH last night. I've been taking 35 a day when I'm eating normally. Last night I took 20 units at about 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. I did have a low. It was 65 about 1 quarter after 1 or so in the morning, and I had some coconut water to bring my sugar back up, and it worked well. I actually overcompensated a little bit. My sugar was a bit higher than I wanted this morning, so I took a small amount of regular. I took 1.5 units of regular. My sugar was about 188. I'm pretty sure it was 188. With the 1.5 units, I came down to 159 and then kind of creeped back up. So I took an additional 3 units and had it down back to around 150 about an hour ago. I haven't checked. I'm doing my best not to check constantly because I know I'm okay. It's just I feel really lightheaded. Well, not really lightheaded, but I feel like I've got a bit of a sinus thing going on, which could potentially be from the weather, but I'm pretty sure it's from not having eaten anything. So I will update again before I post this. I will probably do a couple of shots of me doing this, see how long I can do. My goal is kind of 3 days, so it'd be 2 more days after this. Well, essentially a day and a half after this, because I'm almost a day and a half in, and we'll see how it goes. I will be relying on coconut water mostly. I did have a cup of black coffee earlier. I will, I've considered the whole bulletproof coffee thing if I start getting to the point where I'm just that hungry, just to kind of curb my hunger, or even bone broth. So other than the black coffee, I really haven't had anything. And oh, I'm sorry, and the coconut water that I did mention for my low. And I'm just going to keep watching my sugar, and hopefully I can get through another day or two of fasting. We'll see what happens. I will be picking up some more coconut water for more lows if I have any issues. Hello. So I'm about 52 hours into my fast. I'm going to repeat again, I'm a type 1 diabetic. So I had taken 13 units of NPH last night, about 8 o'clock. I ended up with 2 different lows throughout the night. Still too much. I'm pretty sure that part of that is because I don't have as much in me to digest through still. So I did have coconut water handy and drank that in order to bring my sugar up. I woke up this morning, my blood sugar was 124. So I took 3 units of regular and had some black coffee. I had the black coffee just to kind of stimulate myself and get myself motivated because I feel a bit sluggish. My brain fog is cleared. I'm nowhere near as distant as I was yesterday. I'm much clearer in thought and all of that good stuff. I'm out in the park now, as you can see. I did hit the climbing gym this morning. I was only able to do about a half an hour, but I still did it. That was after 48 hours at least of fasting. So I came out to the park for another hour or so of hiking. It's pretty rigorous hiking. It's the side of a mountain. There's a waterfall. It's really beautiful and calming. So the fast is going really well. I'm going to go out tonight to a show. Hopefully I can get through it and still fast. If I don't, I don't. But the goal is to get through another day and do a total of 3 at minimum. I'd like to get to 5 or 9 even, but take my time and do it methodically, make sure my body can handle it. So I figured I'd do an update while I was out in this beautiful scenery. I'll be posting again tomorrow with another update and letting you all know how it's been going. So I ended up having, after the climbing gym, I ended up having my sugar a bit elevated. It was in 170s or so. I took 2 units of Humalog just to bring it down more quickly and gain control over it before it got out of hand. And I just checked as I was coming out of the park and my blood sugar is 95. So I'll probably have some coconut water, probably about a half a cup, or to get my electrolytes going again and to give me a little bit of carbs to digest. So it'd be about 5 or 5.5 carbs or so with half a cup of coconut water. So, holy crap, I'm out of breath. Just wanted to let you know what was going on. As I said, I'm over 50 hours of fasting. My goal is 72 at least. I'll be checking with you. So I'm a little over 76 hours into a fast. I'm still doing really well. I'm a little bit frustrated at the moment. I have had my first blood sugar over 200 for at least the last several days, if not the last week. I have been struggling to get my insulin dosage right. I have been going over the amount that I'm needing. I took 10 units of NPH last night and ended up having a couple lows. It was nowhere near as bad as the night before, but I'm going to have to back it off a little bit more if I'm going to continue to fast. This morning I got up, my blood sugar was 133 after me having some coconut water to fix my sugar lows last night. And I took 3 units of regular, and that was too much. So it took about, I don't know, about 2.5, almost 3 full hours before I was low, which means that most of the active part of the insulin was already finished, or at least close to it. There must just be that little in my system. So I will have to make a note of that and keep that in mind. What ended up happening is I corrected that with like a cup of coconut water, and then checked, I don't know, half an hour or 45 minutes later, and was still low, and I drank the other cup. So that's what pumped my sugar up a bit. I took a 3-unit correction shot of NPH, and then I also took 2 units of Novolog to help bring it back down until, because it kicks in a heck of a lot quicker than the regular insulin does. So I went out last night. I didn't drink any alcohol at all. It's St. Patrick's Day today. If I'm still fasting, I won't drink any today either. It was great. I went out to the bar with some friends, met some new friends, watched some really good musicians play, and didn't drink at all. I had a sober night, which is definitely not a bad thing. I just wasn't sure if I'd be able to pull it off or not. So I did. It's really good. I'm really happy about that part. So I'm making progress for sure. I'm not entirely positive if I'll continue to fast through today or if I will break it. I will definitely be keeping you posted. I have to sit down and finish writing out all the different blood sugars and insulin amounts that I'm taking, and once I do that, I'll make a short video describing dosage, times, what I started with, what I ended with, and what my blood sugars tended to be. That way the people who are watching that are also diabetic can have a better idea of what they're facing if they decide to go this route. I really enjoyed doing it. I was shocked at how much of a brain fog I had as a result of the high blood sugar. It was heavier, and my thinking was a lot duller than the distant, or I don't remember exactly how I phrased it the other day, that despondent sort of sinus sort of feeling. This is a lot heavier. It's a lot more lethargic. Instead of struggling to pay attention, my brain just doesn't want to think at all. So huge differences. I'm in the park now, getting some sun and some exercise. I did end up doing quite a bit. I hiked multiple miles yesterday, a couple of different parks, and also did some rock climbing, about a half an hour of it since my muscles wouldn't allow anymore. So I'm glad that you joined me, and I will keep you posted.